Today I decided, since a lot of us are sitting a little more than we probably normally would, it's taking a little bit of a toll, or will by the end of the next few weeks take a bit of a toll on our low backs, our hips. So today would be a really good day just to put a few things together to move and stretch and find a little mobility through our hips and our low back. So easiest thing to do, first thing, if you're able to, find a spot seated on the floor. If not, you can do most of these in a chair. I will show a few different modifications, a few different ways to do them. So either sitting on a chair with both feet flat on the floor, or find yourself in a comfortable seated position on the floor. Place both hands on your knees. Take a deep inhale in, and as you inhale, start to lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Let your gaze shift up, not dropping your chin back. As you exhale, start to round your shoulders, curve your spine, let your gaze drop down. Inhale, shifting your low back forward, shining your chest up, turning your gaze upward. Exhale, start to round through your spine. Just do a few more of these, maybe even starting to make a wave-like movement with your inhale and exhale. One more of these. Next time you exhale, just come back to a neutral space. Reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms upside down, and just stretch. Root your tailbone right down into the mat and see if you can lengthen all the way up through your rib cage. Finding space between each vertebrae in your spine, stretching your shoulders, your arms all the way up to your fingers. And as you exhale, just start to lean over to your right. When you find that first place of resistance, just holding here. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears so that your shoulders relax a little as they stretch up. Inhale your way all the way back up. Exhale over to your left. And just breathing here. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Inhaling up. Exhale, let your shoulders come all the way down beside you. Give them a couple of rolls just to give them a little relax. Your left hand is going to swing right over to your right knee. Your right hand's just gently going to slide down behind your tailbone. And take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just let your spine relax. A lot of times we start to stick our chest out here and round through our low back, but just let it all relax. Let your spine ease to its neutral space. Your gaze can sit anywhere between the center of your chest and your right shoulder, whatever feels best in your neck for today. And just breathe here. No need to press anywhere to twist any deeper with your arms. No need to move anywhere else. Just gently letting yourself twist out here. One more breath right here. Breathing all the way in. As you exhale it, let yourself just twist a tiny bit more. And then inhale all the way back to your center. Bring your hands to your knees. Your left hand is going to slide behind you while your right hand rests over to your left knee. Again, take a deep breath in, let your spine relax. Find that place where your gaze feels best. And just breathe here. One more breath here. Deep breath in. Exhale a little deeper into your twist. Exhale your way all the way back to center. Give your shoulders just a little bit of round again. And then reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, lean over to your right. This time as you lean to your right hand's going to slowly reach its way down to your mat. You take a gentle bend in that right elbow and just reach your left hand far from your left hip. You can keep your gaze forward. If it feels better, you can just turn your gaze down towards the floor. Making sure not to lean forward here and not to lean back. Just find a nice openness in the left side of your rib cage. Just leaning right over to the side. And then use an inhale and the strength and the power in your left hand to pull you all the way up. Reach your right hand up to the sky. Exhale over to the left. Let your left hand rest down to the floor. Take a gentle bend in your left elbow. And just reach your right hand right away from your right hip. Again, you can turn your gaze down to the floor if it feels better. Using your right arm and your inhale, pull yourself all the way back up. Again, give your shoulder just a quick little roll around. to reach your arms up. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, let them lift. Exhale, let them drop, just to give your shoulders a little break. Bring your hands to your knees. I'm going to turn sideways for this one to give you a little bit better view of what's going to happen here. You're going to inhale your way over to your left knee. As you exhale, you're going to slide your chest across to the right knee. And then as you roll around the back, you're going to exaggerate an arch in your spine. And you're just going to start to roll around and draw big circles around your hips. Exaggerated, cartoon-like circles. One more big, exaggerated, cartoon-like circle around in this direction. And then pause when you meet the center of your knees. And then start to circle around the opposite way. Exaggerating that arch. Pressing your chest forward. Finding those big, round circles. One more circle around in this direction. And come all the way back to the center. Sit yourself all the way up. And we're going to swing around to our hands and knees. Now, if you're on a chair, you can still do these while seated. You're just going to come back to that first activity we did. And you're just going to find yourself seated, arching and curving your back. If you're able to come onto your hands and knees, it gives you a little bit more movement in this space. So you're going to find yourself on your hands and knees. If your knees need a little extra padding, you can fold a blanket. You can slide a gentle pillow when it's not too thick under your knees. You can fold a yoga mat up a few times if you need. If your wrists tend to get tender here, you can come down onto your forearms. You can even bring your hands into fists and place the fist in front of you with your wrists facing each other. It takes a little tension out of your low back. You're going to find that neutral low back space. And then as you inhale, you're going to let your pelvis tilt forward. Your belly is going to drop down to the floor. Your gaze is just going to look forward. You're not going to crane your neck up. You're just going to look forward. As you exhale, you're going to start to tuck your pelvis back under. Your spine is going to start to press its way up towards the ceiling. And then your head's going to drop between your arms. As you inhale, your pelvis and your belly just drop towards the mat. And your gaze lifts. Exhaling, everything starts to arch up towards the ceiling. You're just going to work your way through these waves of movement. One more big round of each, going nice and slow here. And then when you come back to neutral, just let your hips swing back and forth. And your hips drop from side to side. And then walking your knees a little wider from each other, your toes come a little closer. Just let yourself sit back on your hips. Let your hands walk down towards the mat, and just either let your forehead rest and keep your hands out in front. They can be close. You can even wrap them right around and find your heels. If you are seated in a chair, just let yourself fold forward. Just let your body rock over. Just make sure you're in a chair that's going to give you enough support to not tip over while you're in this space. And just breathe and relax. Let your back release. Let all the tension go away here. When you feel ready, slowly pulling yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Swinging yourself around to seated. Finding a somewhat cross-legged position again. Again, if you're in the chair, just bringing both feet down to the floor. Coming up to that nice seated space. And again, we're just gently going to twist over to the right. Your left hand's going to rest on your right knee. Your right fingertips are going to be just close to your tailbone. Your gaze sits wherever it's most comfortable. Not a deep twist, just very gentle here. One more breath right here. Inhaling all the way in. Exhaling, maybe finding a tiny bit more of a twist. And inhaling to center. Right hand's going to come over to your left knee. Your left hand's going to shift right behind you. And just gently breathing into the twist. One more breath here. Deep breath in. Exhale all the way. Maybe you find a little bit more twist. Inhale all the way back to center. And just let your hands start to walk away from you. Keeping your spine as straight as you're able to. Keeping your hands at shoulder width so your shoulders aren't crunching up anywhere. They're just relaxed and gentle, staying away from your ears. You can let your head drop down. Kneeling, walking your hands back towards your body. Changing the cross in your feet if they are crossed. If you're sitting in the chair, just make sure you're still sitting comfortably and sitting flat. Slowly take your hands behind you. Gently interlace them. Point your knuckles slowly and gently towards the floor and start to draw your shoulders towards each other. Almost as if there's a grape right between your shoulder blades and you just want to squeeze it, maybe to make a little wine. Just breathe here. If you want additionally, you can even shift your breath right into your chest. So your chest shifts and opens and expands with each breath. Keeping your chin down. One more breath right here. Releasing through your shoulders. Releasing your hands, walking your hands out in front of you. And again, if you're seated in a chair, just gently letting yourself fold forward here. Keeping your arms at shoulder width. Keeping your ears and your shoulders far from each other. Just let your head drop gently. And inhale, start to walk your hands back in towards your body. Just find your hands on your knees, slide your elbows right back beside your ribs. Make sure you're not starting to roll forward again with your hips and just let your back be neutral. Your pelvis tuck under a little bit. And just gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale all the way out. And just slow your breath. Long, slow inhales and exhales. Just focusing on your breath. Noticing the way it feels as it moves through your body. Just take a moment to thank yourself. Take a moment to thank yourself for moving your body, taking care of you, taking some time for you. Thank yourself for everything you do and everything that you are. And take a deep breath in. Breathe in some of that gratitude. Breathe it in all the way in through your nose. Exhale it out all the way through your mouth. Again, breathe in some of that gratitude, some of that love, some of that thanks you have for yourself in through your nose. Let all the other junk go out through your mouth. One last time, deep breath in through your nose. Exhale all the way out through your mouth. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking care of you. Thank you for moving your body. I wish you love and light. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.